Hey guys, welcome back. I'm here to share the latest projects that I've made for Tim Holtz for the new idea-ology release. I'll start with this one. This is a tiny book in a tin, and what I did to make this tin is I used two of the new tin tops that look like this, and I hinged them together on the end with linen tape. And then on the top, I've got the little bee from the entomology adornments. I've used some distress paint to color him. And then for the tin, I've grunged it up with some distress grit paste and walnut stained crayon. I've done the same on the little key. And then from that, I've got the new hook clasp. And on the hook clasp, I've got these little charms from the Lucky Adornments, little star, little lucky clover, and a little metal ribbon. The number 2 in the middle is from the Remnant Rubs. And then inside, I've used magnets on either side here to hold it closed. And then I've used worn wallpaper to line the tin. And then I've got a label from the metallic sticker book. The word happy is what inspired this book, and that is from the new label tape. And then the book, what I did for that is I took a piece of paper from the backdrops line and I folded it in a way to create this little book. And at the top, I've got a piece of linen tape, and to that I've used a needle and thread and sewn a jump ring. And then on the jump ring, I've got a little stitch scrap, and that makes a nice tab. And then for each page, I've used bits of the entomology collage paper, which is what you see here. I've torn little pieces of paper from the backdrops line and used little bits of field notes ephemera, the snippets. And then for the word happy, to spell that, I've used what's called mini marquee, and what those are is a tiny tile with a letter. And I've used the photo booth throughout. So that's my little happy book. I've done some collaging on the back. So that was a fun project. I really liked it. And then for this project, what I decided to do is make a hardback book just by using the backdrops papers for the cover and for the pages. And I was inspired by this marbled paper for the cover. And then I used blackout paper on the spine, and that's sandable, so you can give it that distressed look. I've got another little label. I've got a metal label frame on the front, and again, more grunging with the grit paste and crayon, and then a quote chip in that, and it just happened to fit perfectly. I was so happy about that. And then inside, on the inside cover, I've created a library pocket from some of the paper. I just folded it in a way to create that pocket. And then I've taken a piece of ephemera from one of the packs and then did some collaging on that. Tiny clip at the top, more collage paper. And then this page right here is a flip out. And as you can see, the background of this is this beautiful floral paper from the backdrops line. And I've used a little bit of wallpaper, some linen tape. I've used tags for tabs. And then I've got a hinge clip to hold it closed. And it flips open using mummy cloth to hinge it. And then I've used some of the new worn wallpaper scraps, which are die cut pieces from the wallpaper. It was such a great addition. I love it. And then I've used some paper dolls, another label. On top of that is a new flare called Quote Flare, always better together. And I've got a little stitch scrap under that, a little mini pin. Next page. This page was also inspired by the new paper, Watch and Clockwork. So what I did is just made it a clock theme, and I've got a large industrial gear here that he's sitting on. And then behind him is a clock from the junk drawer baseboard pieces. I love this paper doll. I thought he was perfect for this. And then over here, another clock from the Urban Layers pack. I've got a little mini flare, the bird. I've used hardware heads, and then another wallpaper die cut. And then for this page over here, I've used a piece from the paper stack, just tore it to create this pocket, sewed it down. And then in that, I've got this tag. I just used a salvage tag. And then to that, I've added ephemera, the paper doll, the words. And then in the middle there, you can see some collage paper, little linen tape, more of the mini flare at the top on both sides. Oh, and I've used back here some of the engraving layers, and the bug, he's the same from the same pack. Those could be colored with inks or crayons, but I just chose to leave mine black and white. I really liked them that way. And then just 3 papers I've got layered here. The paper doll, I've given him some wings. And then this page, I really wanted to use these paper dolls. I thought they were so adorable. And I didn't know that I was going to get them to fit, but I did. I made it work. And then behind them, I've created this pocket, a salvage tag with some collaging, different ephemera, collage paper, wallpaper, die cut, baseboard, junk drawer pieces at the top. This is from the paper line. And then this page, I've done some collaging as well with the wallpaper and some of the papers, and then the die cut piece on top. I've got a stitch scrap, and then I've used a needle and thread and sewn that little X over the stem of the flower, and a little tab here from the salvage tag with a little pin on that. And then this page, I love. This wallpaper, I think, is my favorite from the new pack. I just used it as a page. And then to that, I've added some of the engraving layers, the bird, the metal gate here. The heart is from the new heart adornments. I've also got a heart here and a little rhinestone, the antique gem, and then a little key. I've given her wings. I just cut the leaves apart to use for wings. And then she's got a little die cut wallpaper there in her flower basket. And I've got a little bit of the velvet trim there with a hardware head. And then in this pocket, another tag that I've used some wallpaper in the background, another engraving layer, some wallpaper. I really like this paper doll. And more engraving layers there. I've used a rub-on there on the fabric. This page I've used collage paper, and I purposely used the moth on this page so that I could put these transparent wings over him. And then I've used a couple of the stitch scraps layered on top of each other. And then I've used a tiny little label and the XO and the heart. Those are from the metallic sticker book. And I've just layered those up. And then I've got a stencil chip here, another rub-on. And this card is, they're new, they're called Stencil Cards. And I layered that just over the 2 different kinds of paper. I've got a paper doll behind. The number 3 is from Urban Layers. And then another tab here from the salvage tags. And then I love the simplicity of this page. I just layered 2 papers and used one of the new curio frames and then used the floral image. And I think this is one of my favorites. I just really love that one. And then the word original. And then over here, start each day with a grateful heart. And then as you can see, I've used the hidden hinge binding, which I haven't done for a long time, but that allows you to not have stitching on the outside of your spine. If you want to learn how to do that, there's a lot of tutorials. Just search YouTube for hidden hinge binding. And what you do is you use a piece of fabric, or you could use paper, probably cardstock, and then you sew your signatures to that and then glue that down. I don't know if you can see that, how I did that. But anyway, so that's my hardback book. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. My next video is going to be a tutorial on how I made my Christmas fabric folio. So stay tuned for that. That's coming up really soon. But I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you take good care, and I will be back soon. Bye-bye.